You were so excited to see Halle Berry.
Halle Berry is having her own career renaissance right now. Mm-hmm. She just made her directorial debut. She's like her own. First, we had the McConaissance, the Matthew McConaughey renaissance.
Yeah.
Then we had the Keanu-sance, the Keanu Reeves renaissance. Mm-hmm. Then now there's the Brendan Fraser renaissance. I don't know what the name for that one would be. The Brenda-sance.
Oh, that sounds so cute.
It does. Now we're in the Barry-sance. Or the Halle-sance?
What does she identify more as?
Halle or Barry?
Or Barry.
I don't know.
What about HB?
The HB-sance. Neither of them really work. But the point is that there's a new movie coming out called Moonfall, and I'm going to go on and continue to talk about stuff that isn't necessarily getting the most traction because I want to see the culture shift around these movies. Mm-hmm. And right now, do you consider yourself a zillennial or a Gen Z? You're Gen Z, right? You're strong Gen Z.
Well, it's funny because like 99, we're kind of cut off from.
Oh my God, you're not a millennial in any way, shape, or form. Like, you're Gen Z.
I know, but it's weird because like I get references from millennials and then I get references from Gen Z. But like I'm cut off from millennials and Gen Z. Like I'm like the first oldest like Gen Zer, but I'm too young to be a millennial. So
you're
I'm a
barricaded.
Zillennial. Yeah.
You're barricaded.
But we're called Generation Screwed.
Yeah, there you go. Mm-hmm. There you go. Moonfall is a new movie coming out from Roland Emmerich. And the reason I bring up you being a millennial or a Gen Z is because Roland Emmerich had his heyday making movies like Independence Day.
I watched that.
Yes. I don't remember. Did he do Day After Tomorrow? I don't know if can you look up?
Yeah, I'll search it.
I don't remember. I think it just came out at the same time. But the point is that he inspired a generation of. Look up his IMDb. But he inspired a generation of disaster movies that was really the in thing in like the late 90s and early 2000s. Independence Day is one of the greatest movies of all time. I don't care what anyone says. I love that movie. I love dumb fun. I love Adam Baldwin shooting an alien through not bulletproof glass. I love Will Smith punching an alien in the face and expecting that to kill it. And I love, movies about stuff getting blown up, which is exactly what this trailer showed us. Mm-hmm. So basically, this is just information on the. You got rolling.
You asked for director, right?
For Day After Tomorrow.
Nicholas Meyer.
Okay, not him. Okay, but the point is like he inspired this generation of disaster movies, right? Mm-hmm. So this is. Moonfall release date, trailer, cast, filming details, and everything we know so far. So it says, when Pink Floyd wrote The Dark Side of the Moon, they definitely didn't mean to predict an apocalypse, right?
Yeah.
Or did they? Who knows? What we do know is that Moonfall will expose the darker side of Earth's friendly neighborhood satellite. Among tons of threats to Earth from outer space, the moon is probably the last one you need or want to be afraid of, but now you will. While people keep planning on a future human colony on our satellite, Moonfall will definitely make you wonder if what you know about the moon is at all real or not. Mm-hmm. And no, we're not just talking about the moon landing conspiracy theories. The upcoming sci-fi action movie explores a possible disaster to Earth caused by the moon. It follows a NASA executive, a former astronaut, and a conspiracy theorist who leave everything behind and set out on a mission to stop Earth's satellite from crashing into the planet. This is awesome. The action thriller comes from the mind of Roland Emmerich, a filmmaker known for renowned disaster flicks Independence Day and Independence Day Resurgence. Okay, we can forget about Resurgence. Nobody liked that movie. That movie was awful. But nobody bats 1,000. It's fine. 2012 and The Day After Tomorrow. So maybe he was a producer on The Day After Tomorrow?
1 second. Let me check for producer. But,
Well, it's The Day After Tomorrow, right? It's got what is the cover, like the Statue of Liberty thing? Okay, yeah. So he must have been a producer on that one.
Nope, it was Robert Papazian.
I wonder what he did then. Well, we'll look it up later. Mm-hmm. So it says, if you see any of his earlier works, you know that we can expect a lot of explosions, devastation, and apocalyptic events from Emmerich. So Moonfall can be expected to follow suit and perhaps even raise the bar higher. We watched both the trailer and then they also released the first 5 minutes on the Lionsgate YouTube page.
Yeah.
It's a scene of them up in like their, I guess it would be their spaceship as this event occurs, right?
Yeah,
and there's
watched it.
There's good dialogue there. They're talking about her wedding and how they're spending their honeymoon. She's spending her honeymoon in space. Decent dialogue for an Emmerich film, and the CGI is more than on par from what I'm used to seeing in today's world. Especially most Marvel movies, in my opinion, get like two acts of good CGI, and there's usually one weak act where the CGI is a lot more spotty, right? But this stuff looked clean to me. Moon theory, anything involving the moon is pretty like. Did you ever see Transformers: Dark of the Moon? Yeah, like that's what I'm imagining when I'm thinking of this. Like there's like some crazy conspiracy as to why the moon is crashing into Earth, and I am here for it because it goes along with 90s nostalgia, which as a Gen Zer, 90s are in. Your fashion is 90s.
You made fun of my cargo pants, which I'm wearing right now because they're a little bit loose on me.
Exactly. So
he calls them my parachute pants.
Well, that's not even 90s. That's 80s. That's MC Hammer. But so it says the longer teaser came out on the 21st. So I'm looking for the information here. So it says the second trailer is a little longer and gives you more details about the plot. It opens up to a narration from an old man recounting the events of the first moon landing in 1969, and that what we knew about Apollo 11's expedition that is not true. So they're basically saying like Apollo 11 lost contact with Earth for 2 minutes. That's not what happened. I love it. It's not superheroes. It's not people flying around in capes. It's just conspiracies and weird stuff to do in popular culture. Moon landing, stuff has been part of our culture here in America, for as long as either of us have been alive, and far longer than that, right?
They're like, it's been staged.
Yeah, it was staged. So Ridley Scott faked the moon landing. He claims that when the spacecraft lost contact with the Earth, something mysterious had happened, and that there is so much more to our arrival on the moon than what the common man knows. He ends with an ominous message stating that will be the Earth's sixth extinction. The suspense continues with action-packed scenes of utter chaos hitting the west coast of the United States. So it's exactly what you expect from an Emmerich movie. Lots of monuments being destroyed.
That's great.
Not even by protesters, just monuments being destroyed by natural disasters or aliens. It's the best thing ever. I'm excited to see it, and it comes out February 4th. So that's like a good middle of I don't think there's a lot coming out like that part. There's probably less stuff coming out. So hopefully, if there is, we can go see 2 movies that weekend. If there's other movies we got to see, but I'm pretty excited about that one. Was there anything in the trailer you thought stood out?
I liked it in the beginning when they played what is that song? Oceans of Africa? Or Songs of Africa?
Yeah. I bless the rains down and I'm not singing on air. But that's good character development, right? It speaks to, it allows the characters to develop a certain amount of humanity right away because they're having a conversation that people would have. He's talking about how many people have had a conversation where you're getting the words wrong with someone and you're like, that's not how it goes. And someone's like, dude, that's how it goes.
Yeah.
Like, that's very human to me. So that's pretty good for Roland Emmerich writing.
Yep.
So that's pretty good. And did you think the effects were?
I like the effects. They kind of remind me of like Alien and then Venom. Because the movement of the moon. So if you guys watch the trailer, basically there's like these weird particles that are moving around the satellite.
Yeah.
They don't explain what it is.
Yep. It reminded me of the movie Gravity.
Did
you see Gravity? Gravity is really good, but the texture of it felt like Gravity to me, and I like that. So, February 22nd, February 4th, 2022. I just want to see stuff other than just superhero movies do well. You know what I mean? Like one of the hardest parts is like we complain like when the movies aren't made well. And then we complain when movies have agendas in them. You complain when they make the same things over and over again. But then when they do kind of take a risk and go back to making something like this, which disaster movies haven't really been super popular since
2012.
Yeah, since 2012. Is the Meg considered a disaster? Remember the Meg with Jason Statham?
It's not considered it.
That's not really a disaster movie, but so if we want more variety, if we want these studios to take chances on new properties or on stories that are not DC, Marvel, IDW, or Boom Studios, then we need to actually go to the theaters and support the movies that they do make like that to encourage them, because the only real language they speak is money.
That's true. But
In the
look
end.
at Sharknado.
Those movies do so well too.
Yeah.
For home release or whatever. Like they're on like Sharknado 9 right now or something.
Really?
Like, okay,
No
not
way.
9, but they're. So let's find out. We're off topic.
Let me
but-
search it up while
look
you
it up.
continue.
So I'm gonna So the movie, it's Halle Berry, Patrick Wilson, and John Bradley. Halle Berry is and Donald Sutherland, Kiefer Sutherland's dad, I believe. But Donald Sutherland's been an actor for like a gazillion. He's been an actor like longer than me and you have been alive combined. Just a freaking fantastic cast, and we're gonna see how it comes out because I want to see more movies like this. And the budget was $150 million, so that means it's got to make like what? $250 million to break even.
Yeah.
Oof, that's a tall order, but if we go see it, we can help support that. So yeah.
Also, Sharknado, there's a total 7 in them.
So I was close.
Yeah, 7 in them, and they stopped at 2018.
That could have just been pandemic. For all we know, like they could have had one planned for 2020, and they're like, "Do we really care enough to make one during COVID?"
No, but like basically how they released them, it
Is
was
that one with Tara Reid? Is Tara Reid in those?
I'll search it up, but as I said, they released one each year.
Yeah.
Like it started 2013 all the way to 18.
That's amazing.
You said Tara Reid?
Yeah, I feel like Tara Reid was in those.
Yes.
Yep.
She plays like 2 different parts. What the heck?
Notice how like when a character
Oh, 3. My bad.
Notice like one of the things that people always complain about when people complain about movies is like they're like, oh, it's racism or sexism about stuff. Like notice Halle Berry never gets complained about because Halle Berry's such like she's a talented actress. Like she had the one she won a Razzie for something, and she was like the first person to ever go accept the Razzie for I believe for Jinx in Die Another Day. And she like went and accepted the Razzie in person, but people love Halle Berry, and so it's like it kind of destroys that narrative as well. Like I'm gonna go see this, and I fully expect Halle Berry to be one of the best parts of it. So it's gonna be freaking awesome when this comes out. I'm very excited to go see this, even if nobody else is. I am excited to go see it. Thanks for watching this clip, guys. If you want to see full episodes or follow us on social media, links are in the description below. Bye.
Bye.